All right, 3.7, perpendicular lines. In the coordinate plane. So this will be a very similar section. Still no proofs in this section, just like we had in 3.6. So the first problems in this, they give you the slope of two lines and they want us to tell just is this perpendicular or not. So number 8, M1 is equal to 2/3. M2 is equal to 3/2. So are these perpendicular or not?
No.
Why not?
They don't equal negative.
Why my fraction line didn't show up. Yep, so not perpendicular. That's all you need to put. If I multiply them together, they do not equal -1. 10. M1 is equal to 5/7. M2 is equal to -7/5. Are these perpendicular? Yep. If I multiply them by each other, then it would give me a -1. Everybody should be taking notes right now. If you're not, you need to get out paper and be writing. Because several of you in your homework did not use the correct formula that I gave you for writing equations of lines, and I'm going to be taking off for that if you're not doing it correctly, the way that I'm showing you to do it on your test and your quiz. Yes?
So the way we're figuring out if they're perpendicular or not is like timesing them together to find if they equal -1?
Yeah, so technically you should just be able to recognize if they're opposite like signs and flipped, because they have to have an opposite sign and they have to just be like the reciprocal of each other. But the way you can check that if you just don't see that is you can multiply them together, and if they're equal to -1, then they are perpendicular. All right, 14. These ones say lines I can't read. Lines J and N are perpendicular. The slope of line J is given. What is the slope of line N? So basically, what's the perpendicular slope? So 14, the slope is 5, and they just write 5, but I'm just going to write M equals 5. So what is the slope of the perpendicular line then?
-1/5.
Yep, -1/5. We just flip it. -20, -4/3. Somebody besides Jonathan. It's the perpendicular slope. Yep, +3/4. Okay, just like in the last section, if they're giving you a graph, you just need to copy the points over. You don't need to copy the whole graph over. I mean, if you want to, you can, but it's not necessary that you do that. So they say to find the slope of AC and BD and decide if they are perpendicular or not. So 22, we have two intersecting lines, and don't just go off of what it looks like, because they may look perpendicular and not be, or vice versa. So make sure you check them. So point A is -1, -3, and C is 3, 0. And then B is -1, 1, and D is 1, -2. All right, so we're going to find the slope of these two things, and obviously the picture would show you that A and C go together, B and D go together, but they also said it in the instructions. So the slope of A and C, how would I set that up?
0 + 3/3 + 1.
Yep. So we have y2 minus y1, which right here is a refresher, over x2 minus x1. And again, it doesn't matter which point is 2 and which one is 1 as long as you're consistent with your x's and your y's. So then I would have 3/4 for this one. Somebody different set up this slope of BD.
N equals
Yep, negative 2 minus 1 over 1 minus a negative, so plus 1. So that would give me on top negative 3, on the bottom positive 2. So are these parallel? Or no, definitely not parallel. Are they perpendicular? No, not perpendicular. And later on, we're going to get to questions where they give you two lines and they're going to ask you if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So just be aware that that's also coming down the line in just a minute. 24, point A, same type as 22, is negative 3, 0. And C is negative 2, negative 2. And then B is negative 4, negative 3, and D is 2, 0. Somebody that hasn't done one yet, set up the slope of AC for me.
0 minus negative 3, so that would be positive 3.
Or well, are you doing this one?
Oh, yeah, I was looking at it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that one since you already started that one. I was looking up here and I was like, no. But yes, if you're doing it down here, so say it one more time for me.
0 plus 3.
Yep, because minus a negative.
Positive.
Yep.
Then 2 minus negative 4, which means plus 2.
Yep. So then I get 3 over 6, which reduces to 1/2. Somebody else that hasn't done one, do AC for me.
M equals negative 2 minus 0 over negative 2 plus 3.
So then on top, I've got negative 2 over positive 1, which means that's a slope of negative 2. Are these perpendicular? Yep. Make sure you don't forget to specify that either in words, writing it, or writing the symbol. But that will indicate if it is or is not.
Let's go up a little bit,
Huh?
like from me down. Okay. Oh, thank you.
All right, next ones. They do not give us a graph. They just give us two lines. And they want us to determine if they are perpendicular or not. The instructions also say to graph the lines to check. We do not need to do that. You just need to say if they are or are not. If you would like to graph and check, that's fine, but you do not have to. So let's do 28. Line K1 is y equals 1/3 x minus 10. Line K2 is y equals 3x. So what is the slope of the first line?
1 over 3.
Huh?
1 over 3 or 1/3.
And what's the slope of the second one? Somebody else.
3, which is just 3.
Just 3. So, are these perpendicular? Everybody should be able to answer this together. 3, 2, 1. No. Not perpendicular. (32) Line P1 is y minus 6x equals 2. Line P2 is, oh, I wrote down the wrong equation. Hold on. This was supposed to be 5x plus 3x, nope, 5y. Oh my goodness, I cannot read today apparently. 5y plus 3x equals negative 15. Line P2 is 3y minus 5x equals negative 33. There we go. So what do I need to do to be able to figure out what the slope of these equations are?
You gotta change it. You gotta rearrange it to be y equals mx plus b format.
Yep, I gotta move this stuff over. So first I'm gonna subtract 3x. So I have 5y equals negative 3x minus 15. And then I'm gonna divide by 5. So I have y equals negative 3/5 x minus 15 divided by 5 is 3. So that's the first one. Got to do the same thing on the other one over here. So I'm going to add 5x. So 3y equals 5x minus 33. Then I'm going to divide by 3. So y equals 5 over 3x minus 33 divided by 3 is 11. So are these perpendicular?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep, because this slope is negative 3 over 5. This one is 5 over 3. So these are perpendicular.
So it has to be negative for what has to be negative for it to be perpendicular.
Yeah, they have to have opposite signs.
Oh.
Because if you multiply them by each other, like negative 3 over 5 times 5 over 3, then that is equal to, that cancels, is equal to negative 1.
Oh, okay.
All right, in 33 through 36, we're not going to do all of them, obviously, but 33 through 36, we're going to identify the points on the graph because they don't tell us what the points are, so you're going to have to figure out what the points are at each of the letters. Then you need to find the slope of each line, so figure out which pairs of points go together. And then, are any parallel or perpendicular? Okay, so I've kind of just given you like this, in a sense, the SparkNotes version of what they're asking you to do in the instructions to make it a little bit easier to see. All right, so 36, basically there's two lines that are going like this and then one that is going this way through it. So kind of looks like two parallel lines cut by a transversal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. So I'm going to just tell you what the points are here because I know everybody doesn't have their book open, so just to make it easier. So number 36, the first line, or well, the first one I'm looking at is Q and R. So Q is going to be negative 4, 0. And then R is going to be 3, negative 6. Then my next line is OP. So O is going to be at 0, 0. And P is at negative 3, negative 4. And I'm leaving space between so I can do the slopes between, but you don't have to do it that way. And then my last one is ST. Now, it looks like if you're looking at the graph that P might be on that line, but if you look really closely, P is not on that line. Okay, so use the ones that are farther out. Even if it was on the line, still use the one that's farther out. I mean, you'll get the same answer either way if it is actually on the line, but in this case, it is not. They're just barely missing each other, so just be aware of that as you're looking at your graphs. So S is negative 4, negative 3, and T is 0, negative 6. So I'm going to find the slope of each one of these, and then I'm going to say if any of the lines are parallel or perpendicular to each other. And it's possible that none of them are any of those things. So somebody that hasn't done a slope problem for me already today, give me this one. Or tell me how to set this one up.
36 plus 0.
Minus 0.
What's the difference?
3 minus the negative 4, which would be positive 4.
Yep. So I've got negative 6 over positive 7. So this is the slope of QR. Somebody different, do this one for me that hasn't done one already.
-4 minus 0, and then -3 minus 0.
Wait, how do we know if it's minus or plus?
It's always, the formula is minus. The only reason we ever change it to plus is if the second value listed is negative, then it's going to be minus a negative. So we just go straight to writing it as plus. So I've got -4 over -3, which becomes +4 over 3, because negative over negative is positive. Somebody else do the last one for me.
-3 plus 6.
And then 0 plus 1.
Yeah. So -6 plus 3 over
-4.
0 plus 4. So we've got to keep it, if this is 0.2, then this has to stay 0.1 for the whole thing. But it doesn't matter, and I can show you that it will work out the same way either way. So this is -3 over 4. Now, let me show you if I flip it and I did it the other way. And I did this point first. I could do -3 plus 6 over -4 plus 0. And I'm still going to get 3 over -4, which is the same thing.
Well, I kind of get. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which one is 0.1, which one is 0.2, because I had people saying both ways. Either way is fine. You just have to be consistent when you're doing the points. So are any of these lines parallel?
OP and ST are
Wait.
I asked if any of them are parallel.
Parallel.
Yeah, wait.
But
Are
isn't,
they?
I thought R was
It
negative.
technically is, right?
Huh?
O and S, right? Or no?
None of the lines are parallel. What's true about slopes of parallel lines?
They have the same slope.
They have the same slope. Are any of these exactly the same? Not ignoring the fact that I did this one twice. Are any of these exactly the same?
No.
No. So none of them are parallel. Are any of them perpendicular?
Yes.
Yes.
Which ones?
OP and ST.
OP and ST. So the way we need to write this one, because I have multiple lines here, I need to do OP as a line is perpendicular to ST as a line. Okay, before when it just gave us like 2 lines and we were just saying are they perpendicular or not, we didn't have to specify, but we had 3 lines on here, so we need to write their names to indicate what they are.
I accidentally moved the hair.
All right, number 40. These give us they give us one equation of a line and a point, and they want us to find a line that's perpendicular through that point to the given line. So 40, we have y equals -4x minus 3, and the point is -2, 2. All right, so I want it perpendicular to this line. What does the slope of my perpendicular line have to be then?
Positive 1.
+1/4. All right, so now I need to write the equation of my line. As a refresher, it's y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. I have my slope here. This is x1, this is y1 in the equation. So I have y minus 2 is equal to, the slope is 1/4, times x minus a -2, so it's going to become +2. And then I just need to distribute and move stuff over. So I've got y minus 2 equals 1/4 x plus 1/2. Need to add this 2 over here. So y equals 1/4 x plus 1/2 plus 2. How do I get this so that I can add the 2 to the 1/2?
You put it over 1. And you cross it out, so it's 1.
I need to get a common denominator. How do I get a common denominator?
Multiply it by 2.
Multiply it by 2 over 2. So that means that this is going to become 4 over 2, which is the same thing, okay, as just 2, which is what it was. So now my final answer, y equals 1/4 x plus 5/2, and that's your answer.
That's what you told me yesterday.
Um. $48. These want us to decide whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3, and y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5. So what's the slope of this first line?
Negative half.
Negative 1/2. What's the slope of this one?
Also negative half.
So are these parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Parallel. So you can either write that or you can actually write the word. Up to you. 50. Y equals 4x plus 10, and y equals negative 2x plus 5. What's the slope of the first one? What's the slope of the second one?
Negative 2.
So are these parallel, perpendicular, or neither?
Neither.
So there's no symbol for that, so you're just going to have to write the word on that one. All right, any questions on that? Not yet. All right, problems 7, 11, 15, 19, 21, 23, 25, 31, 33, 39, 45, 47, and 49.